think she is not joined. Is anybody is having any idea that how many of you are attending the lectures? Is it more than 100 all the time? Any of you can respond, can switch on the mic and tell me. Now it is 71, but I'm asking that in an average, how many students are coming or attending the classes? Okay, not more than 100. So, okay, then it's fine. One link is sufficient then. So let me present my screen and yeah, I have already shared my screen. Can somebody just check and tell me that whether my screen is visible or not? Okay, thank you all. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so in our previous class, we have talked about little bit about the contents of the course, basically what we will discuss in this course. And we have discussed a little bit about the introduction to computer graphics, how pictures are being generated or manipulated or will be stored with the help of a computer. We'll see throughout this course. And basically the pictures can be of different types. And today we'll be talking about the various applications of computer graphics system. And maybe in the next class we'll be talking about the display systems, whatever the display systems we have, the old display systems, including the current display systems. We'll start with the cathode ray tube. Then there are a few different types of display systems like raster scan, vector scan, random scan we'll discuss. And a few more things also we'll discuss in these. There were the difference between the raster scan and random scan and all these things. Books, materials I have already I think shown you, and I've already told you that what are the books to be followed throughout this course. And let me once again define the term computer graphics in detail. And this computer graphics term basically is composed of three different terms. You remember, one is just a minute. Yes. Yeah. So one is a computer, and another one is yeah, graphics, right? So graph and then pix, we call it as I'm dividing it into different types like geometrical shapes. Is it visible? Is it visible whatever I'm writing? Is it visible? Actually, I'm using my new laptop where I have not installed any software. Is it visualized correctly, or let me do one thing? Wait. Let me save it in a PDF file and open it using Microsoft Edge. I think this is more it's a better way to explain. Okay. So as I mentioned, so the term computer graphics will be yeah, it's composed of three different terms. What we will generally look at is computer, and we'll be talking about graph, then pix. Graphs is basically here means the geometrical shapes. Different geometrical shapes we'll be seeing throughout this course. And the last one is called as pics, which is called as picture. And we call the term picture as an image. Okay, and image processing is again a separate course. Okay, this is a vast course once again. So we'll see the applications also today, that there are a lot of computer graphics applications where image processing is being applied. And what is an image? I hope you all might have heard about the term image, right? And what it contains. Can somebody just guess, or can somebody tell me that what is an image? Have you ever studied, or have you ever gone through the term what is an image and what it contains basically? So what is an image? So I'm not calling it as a pictures, I'm calling it as an image. So Dev has written the answer. He has written something that the pixel values. Yes. So the term pixel is very, very important. Although I have not mentioned in the contents, but the term pixel is so important throughout the course, because this is called as other sometimes picture elements. So image is nothing but it's composed of several pixels, okay, stored in the form of a matrix. He has written is absolutely correct. Mathematically, if you want to define an image, which is nothing but a two-dimensional array of numbers, of integers, and that integers can be varying from 0 to 255, then based on that type of the images, whether that image is a binary image or grayscale image or color image. We'll discuss later on also. But just remember that it has applications. Computer graphics has a lot of applications in the domain of image processing, and if ultimately you want to generate the picture here, the job of the computer graphics is to generate the picture. Okay, and here the main goal is to generate the picture. But in case of image processing, you have an image, you want to process the images, you want to extract some patterns from the images, you want to enhance the quality of the images, you want to remove the noises or the unwanted information which is there in the image. So the processing of an image by means of a digital computer is known as image processing, that we'll see later on. But computer graphics, the major difference is basically used to generate the pictures, to manipulate the pictures as well. We'll see. Okay. So what I said is that there are three different terms we are talking about. Of course, whatever the processing or the computation we will do, we will take the help of the computer to generate the picture, to compute, to evaluate, to manipulate. So that is why the name here is computer, lies in computer graphics. And the geometrical shapes here is so important because we want to build some architecture. We want to design a system. We want to build a design. We want to build an aircraft system. So everywhere we require the shapes, because the shapes will ultimately form something different, right? So maybe the shapes maybe starts with a dot, and maybe then we can join the dots in some way, and finally we'll come up with a line. And then if we will join the dots in this manner, it will become a curve. And if I'll join the dots in this way, it will become a circle. And then I know that if I am having line, if I could able to draw the line, then I can easily draw some shapes like rectangles and squares, right? So these are the basic, there are so many basic primitives available, and using or with the help of those primitives, you can design so many architectures. Okay, so sometimes you will see that lines are important to design even a building. Sometimes, the graphics which we generally see, right? And sometimes curves are necessary, sometimes circles are necessary, ellipses are necessary, rectangles are necessary, sometimes square are necessary. So these are all called as geometrical shapes. So we'll see throughout this course how these geometrical shapes, how these primitives are designed or are printed on the display screen, and what are the algorithms associated with this, how will you draw the lines in the display device. So that also we'll see, and we'll also see the transformations of a shape. Let's say there is a shape. If you want to change the position of a shape from one position to another position on your display device, so then what will you do? And if you want to rotate, whatever the object you have, let's say the object is a square here, and whatever, let's say polygon, and that all these things you all know from this school geometry, and we'll use also the concept of all in this particular course. And if you want to increase or decrease the size of the object, that also you can do. We call it as a scaling over here, and we'll discuss all these things. Reflection, if you want to draw the mirror image of a particular object, so then what will you do? So so there are a lot of operations and algorithms available. We will discuss one by one, and geometrical shapes are basically important to come up with a few solutions, some CAD solutions, some CAM solutions, whatever is there. Let's say sometimes you want to print the graphs, various graphs. That graphs may contain some lines, may some bar chart, maybe sometimes pie chart. Everywhere you can see there's a help of, or there's a need of these geometrical shapes, right? So whenever you want to design something, so geometrical shapes will be helpful. So the major objective of this particular course is to simply draw the pictures. So the pictures can be anything with the help of these different geometrical shapes. And we'll see also a lot of other things in this particular course, like if you want to view whatever you are seeing, let's say, or mapping, basically, we'll also see. And if you want to remove the hidden surface which is there, then how can you remove the hidden surfaces? So we'll see a lot of things later on, and we'll have a lot of fun also in this particular course. So let us quickly discuss a few applications, important applications of computer graphics. So okay, so before I discuss computer graphics, let me quickly discuss the classification of the computer graphics. So basically, this computer graphics is broadly classified into two categories. One is non-interactive, which is otherwise known as passive graphics, and one is called as interactive computer graphics, right? So in non-interactive computer graphics, the user has no control over the picture. So users can only see the contents of the picture, but cannot do or cannot make some changes in the picture, right? So examples, I've given a question, but because I want to ask you that, have you seen such type of things where the user has no control over the picture and you can only see the contents of the picture, whatever is whatever you are watching? So can somebody guess what should be the, or what will be the example of this particular category called as non-interactive graphics? Vijay has written TV. Absolutely correct. We do not have the control over the pictures. Whatever is coming from somewhere, you are bound to watch this one, right? You cannot go and change whatever is displaying on your TV monitor, right? Anurag has written game. Anurag has written games, but do you think that you cannot control video games?
यस सर, बीच में वीडियो आती है सर, हम उसको कंट्रोल नहीं कर सकते, वो हमें
या अनुराग जो बोल रहे हैं कि there are few parts in the video games which you cannot change, but still user has some control. You can play, you can at least move the objects and do something, right? However, in TV monitor, whatever is coming, and one interesting example Nitin has given. Look at, all of you look at the chat box. So logged profile picture in Facebook. Is this an example of non-interactive graphics? Do you think all? लॉग्ड प्रोफाइल पिक्चर ऑन कंप्यूटर ऑन, अरे ये तो यूजर कंट्रोल में है कि नहीं है? ये कोई बता पाएगा? ये तो यूजर ने ही लॉक किया है ना, कोई दूसरा क्या है? नितिन, Nitin, can you just explain us that why you have written this example, logged profile picture on Facebook? You are very real that we can see. But what's the reason you have written this one?
Sir, we can't save or do any editing on that picture.
I mean, you have logged yourself, right?
No, sir, I was not talking about mine. I was talking about others' profile pic.
Okay. So it's partially correct, right? Not, yes. So coming to our second part of the discussion, which is called as interactive computer graphics. Fine, which is called as active. See the name, the passive and active computer graphics. So here, the user will have the control over the contents, structure, and the appearance of objects on the display devices. And who can say right now the examples of the interactive computer graphics and which one is more important, what you want, and what we will focus throughout this course, whether interactive or non-interactive, what we want. And what is the example of non-interactive? Sorry, non-interactive, interactive. Video games is correct. Yeah, AutoCAD, CAD system, automatic computer-aided design, where a user has control to do everything. This is one of the major applications of computer graphics. Yes. So wherever, yes, absolutely correct. MS Word also, right? MS Word is also one of the major applications of computer graphics. Virtual reality. Yaswant, you want to say VR means virtual reality, right? Okay, very good. So then which one we should focus, interactive or non-interactive? Interactive, right? Yeah, very good. So let us quickly see one conceptual architecture of graphic system. It's very simple actually. It's extremely simple. It consists of basically two different components, two major components. So here is the graphic system we have, let's say. Graphics system. As I mentioned, we have two different components here. One is software component and the one is the hardware component. Application model, application program, and we have here some display devices. Here we are talking about hardware part. Here we are having something called as, let's say, interactive devices. So input devices here we can put interactive devices. Here it is. Display devices like monitor here. Fine. So this is the conceptual, I mean, architecture of interactive computer graphics. So at a hardware level, you can see that the computer, the system actually receives the input from the input devices, like the interactive devices, or input devices can be keyboard, mouse, or whatever. There are a lot of input devices available. You all know from the very first course called as computer science and programming, right? And we have something called as display devices or monitors to display the pictures on the screen, right? And at software level, if you see, there are three components. One is basically the application model, application program, and the software graphics system is also called as also coming under these categories, these software categories, right? So here the application program basically the creates, if you want to create or if you want to design something, right? The application program creates and stores and retrieves the pictures from the second component here, if you can see. And the application model here, the application model represents the data or the object which is to be pictured, on the screen, right? And the graphics system is basically a series of, I mean, it contains a series of graphics commands that contains both, I mean, what is to be viewed, where is to be viewed, how it is to be viewed on the screen. That's what the job of this graphics system is. So basically the application program is you have to write the code over here, and the model which is to be, which you have to decide earlier that what is to be viewed on the screen, and based on that the programmer used to write the code, and um, based on the code the objects will be displayed on the display, I mean the display devices. And if you want, if you want to take some input also, you can take it from the interactive devices or some input devices called as keyboard or mouse over here, right? So next is the applications. So as I mentioned earlier, that computer graphics has a wide range of applications in different fields. So you'll see that the CAD CAM design, fine, CAD CAM design, computer aided design. So computer aided design is being used in several places. In several places, including the VLSI, the chip design, the circuitry design, in constructions as well. So building design, everywhere, wherever design is required, I think before designing something, we need to model it first, right? So also we know when we uh, design or when we construct a building, so before that or prior to that, we used to design a model first, right? And that is what is designed using even aircraft as well. If you can remember, there are so many applications using CAD and CAM, and somebody has written AutoCAD. There are a lot of softwares in CAD and CAM, and basically mechanical engineers used to use this CAD and CAM, computer aided manufacturing, computer aided design softwares to model aircraft, to model so many things, whatever is required, right? So this is one of the vital applications of computer graphics. And the second application is nothing but plotting in business. The plotting in business means, so we need in business also, have you gone through, I think you have gone through some of the business websites where you have seen so many graphs and plots, of different types, sometimes bar chart, sometimes a pie chart, or sometimes some new different types of charts you can see. And everywhere there is a need of computer graphics, and so that is where the plotting is required in business, right? To see the trend, to see everything, or to see the business trend and all, plotting is required. So plotting in science and technology, every day we are drawing the graphs, 2D graphs, 3D graphs of different types we are using to science and technology. Every day we are using it. So graphics user interface. So again, somebody just guess that what is this graphics user interface? And can somebody give me an example of this GUI? Example of a GUI. Waiting for your response. Example of a GUI where we can have some visual controls. Anything, yes, anything. If you will open anything, if you open, even if I'll open Adobe Reader, PDF Reader, you will find lot of visual controls. You better know than me what are called as icons, arrow marks, and all these things, whatever is there, menus. Wherever you will see, you can call it as a GUI. Everything is given to you. It will be easier for you to handle all the tasks using these visual controls available with you, right? So that is what is called graphics user interface. Always GUI has some advantages than the command line, right? So command line is the same thing can be done using GUI. I mean the buttons, so many buttons, so many icons, so many menus will be given to you. And the same thing if I'll show you do it by using the command. So which one will be easier to understand, using GUI or using command? Of course GUIs, right? Because human brains are trained in such a way that humans can easily understand the pictures, the menus, right? Rather than the text. So that is why GUI is very, very important, and it is being designed using the computer graphics systems. Scientific visualization, almost similar to what we discussed in the plotting in science and technology. So then office automations, we all know that we are using Microsoft Office and this Word, Excel, this all are nothing but called as office automations. And we all know the importance of this Microsoft Office and I mean the PowerPoint presentations, this Word and this Excel, we all know that, right? Desktop publishing is DTP. Sometimes people call it as a DTP, was very, very important in earlier times to publish the journals, newspapers and all. And one more applications could be web, business and commercial publishing advertisements. It is so important, right? You have seen a lot of advertisements, the banners from different companies in different ways. And this is nothing but one of the applications of one of the very, very important and successful applications of computer graphics that you all know, right? Yeah. Yeah, so one more applications, entertainment. So entertainment, you better know than me, that is absolutely great applications or in computer graphics. Movie, whether it is movie, whether it is TV advertisement, whether it is games, everywhere there's a need of computer graphics, right? And virtual reality is also very, very important. Okay, somebody has explained, I think, that what is VR, right? Who can at least give me an example of VR, virtual reality? Can somebody give me one example of virtual reality? There are few video games also, you know, that that is also, yes, VR in games, absolutely correct. Virtual reality, Google Earth is also. So virtual reality has a lot of applications in sports also. You all know that how much importance in sports. I mean, the virtual reality plays a very, very important role in sports, in medical training, in education, in fashion as well. And there are so many games. Despria has written that there are so many games where virtual reality is being used. Yes, virtual reality and mental health, absolutely correct. So these are all nothing but the great applications of computer graphics. Process monitoring. So many industries are using this process monitoring. I mean, are using the concept of computer graphics or imaging to monitor their processes, maybe in the chemical industry, maybe in other industries where sensors are being placed. They're taking feedbacks using the sensors, then they are monitoring the process, whatever they want to monitor, and using the help of these images or videos. And of course, it is again coming under the applications of computer graphics. So yes, and the next one is digital image processing. We've already talked about it. Is digital image processing, computer graphics. The name seems very similar to each other, but there is a difference. As I mentioned, that the computer graphics is basically used to create the pictures, and and in digital image, computer graphics sometimes requires the help of the digital image processing. And to manipulate the images, to enhance the quality of the images, to remove the unwanted information which is there in the image, or you can say picture. So there are a lot of applications also in the field of digital image processing and medical imaging as well. So medical imaging has been playing significant role for assisting the doctors in diagnosing several diseases, in early diagnosing the diseases, and so that the patients, it basically helps in improving the patient's quality life, right? So many applications are there. We'll see later on also that how these computer graphics and image processings are coupled together, or assembled together to come up with a good solution, so that the doctors can use that one and can verify their diagnosis, right? Whatever they are diagnosing manually. Education and training. So that can somebody tell me that in education and training where the graphics are being used? Yes, of course, whatever we're doing is one of the applications. I mean, these online classes, lecture series and all. And where are the other places where you have seen in education and training, the graphics, the applications of graphics? Virtual classes, okay. Again, this okay, cheap design, animated study, yes, animation. Yes. Simulation studies. The next is nothing but simulation studies. So basically used by mechanical civil engineers, simulations, and sometimes required to automate some of the process, maybe in the domain of fluid dynamics and others. And the engineers used to simulate something fast, so then they use it later on. And let's say if you want to train a pilot, so why will you train it? Now, how will you train a pilot? Can somebody just guess and tell me? And by switching on the mic also, it's okay. How will you train a pilot? Let's say some of your friend has joined Indian Air Force, and how will you train a pilot? Yeah, absolutely correct. Pilot simulator, flight simulator simulations, using simulations feel, you can give at least a feel that, and then you can at least check whether the person is fit right now to become a pilot or not. He has to, or she has to know all the rules, regulations, or whatever the procedures are required. So, so before flying planes, it is better to first learn these things. Okay, so then we can, yes, at least, yeah, simulation is somewhere. This is one of the example actually what I'm saying, that simulation planes. So it is so important to know what do you mean by simulation. So that is what I've given this example, and you all know it very nice. Do you have any idea about cartography? Cartography, where graphics is being used basically to represent geographical maps. Geographical maps. This cartography is very famous in the domain of geophysics, geography, geology. So, and you all know how important it is to design or to create some geography maps or geological maps, right? Which is nothing but also the application, one of the applications of computer graphics. And last but not the least, the multimedia, which you have already know, where you can design some animated movie and a lot of other applications of multimedia also, you know, right? So these are all applications of computer graphics. So what we will discuss in the next class is, we'll start with few graphics packages what are available, few standards, and these computer graphics, although whatever the course we are studying right now, learning right now, there is of course a reason behind studying this course, right? And this course was also designed, and somebody has designed this graphics package, and like internet. So who can say why internet came into the picture? Why the concept of internet came into the picture? What was the idea during the design of this internet? Can because you all are going to be computer science engineer, you should know it, right? So there is always a reason, and there is we all know that necessity is the mother of all inventions. We all know that, but still, yeah. And most of the time, these American guys used to create some new terms like this internet and all this, right? And then most of the things has been, if you can see, this internet was basically designed for communication. You almost all have written, absolutely correct. Connect the computers. I mean, mostly to share the information by maintaining the privacy, mostly in army, right? It was designed. So similarly here also in computer graphics, they used to, there is a history behind it. So you should read the history. Okay, and there are a few things which I mentioned that I will not teach, that you all know. I should not teach actually much about it, because this is, as a computer engineer, you should know all these terms. So but what you have to read is, I mean, the history of this computer graphics, when it got started, what are the packages, what are the standards available, CG history. You have to read by yourself. And there are two things, you please read it out. One is, what are the input devices? You already know. You already know. That means I'm talking about the hardwares which are associated with computer graphics. One is input devices. So many input devices are there that you all know. Mouse, keyboard, and some output devices. Is this your? assignment. Please read it out from any book. I mean, you can choose Hornenbecker and any book, and you can also go through some online resources and you can read it out yourself. Almost all, you all know what is input devices, output devices, but you just go through the types of the input devices. There are so many different types of input devices available. There are so many different types of output devices available. Go through each and just go through the terms and how it functions, everything along with the CG history. Please read it out. So this type of theoretical part you have to read by yourself. I'll be mostly focusing on the mathematical parts and the logic and the concepts. In the next class, we may start with the packages. As I mentioned, I will first mention what are the packages or standards available. So then I will talk about something called as display devices, and we'll be also talking about the picture elements, the pixels, and few mathematical things related to that we'll discuss. Okay, and how we represent a picture on the screen. Image representation, basically we'll see how it is represented in the forms of pixels, discrete pixels, and basically we'll be talking about digital image only, not analog image, right? Because what you are using is nothing but a digital computer. So that's why we should mostly discuss about this image representation. And this image representation, we'll see what is the meaning of resolution, what is the meaning of resolution in an image, what is bit depth, what is color depth, and how will you calculate that, how many pixels are there, what is aspect ratio, what is refresh rate, what is frame buffer. So given an image size or image resolution, and how will you calculate the size of an image, and all these things we'll discuss. How will you calculate the size of the image and all, we'll discuss along with the aspect ratio. I mean, the ratio of the width and height of an image, we'll see later on. I mean, in the next class. So thank you all, and have a good day. Yeah. Okay, guys. Bye. See you in the next class.